This season is going to be a little bit different, I think, for this Esbjerg save. We are currently on the 16th of September, still sat at the top of the table. We've played just one match in between episodes so far, and that was a 0-0 draw against Bromby. Not ideal. We are 1 point clear of Randers, a team that we are just about to play. So we're going to jump straight into that one. The starting lineup then for the Randers game will be Pitaluga in goal, Mossen, Rubio Jr. and Tan in defence, Babu, Larsen and Madsen in midfield. Matteo Meyer returns from his injury on the right-hand side. He wasn't injured. He moves to the right-hand side from the striker position. Gelaba on the left and Bartol Barisic will be leading the line today. He's missed most of this season so far through injuries. He is yet to score a goal. This should be the match that he does it in. It would be very nice if this was the match that he's done it in, because the last two games we have not scored a goal. And obviously the one before that we did score twice against Copenhagen, but it wasn't really from strikers. We got one goal from a striker, one goal from central midfield as well. I want to see our strikers scoring silly amounts of goals this season. That's the objective. That's what this tactic seems to do. 10 minutes on the clock. We are obviously wearing the blue and white stripes. It is Randers with it. Diamande back to Graves. Svensson's ball forward. We need to get there first, and Rubio is the man to do so. Down the line to Mossen. Back to Rubio. In the middle is Nduka. Forward to Madsen. Nduka once again. Madsen collects it now. Cantan on the left. Forward to Gelaba. He's gone for a lump upfield towards Barisic, and he's not going to get there first, and it's cleared. Going to start again from the back. Cantan once again. Gelaba forward, finds Barisic. Two options towards the right-hand side. Is he going to go it alone? He doesn't. It goes for Mossen instead. And the fullback dinks the top of the bar and it goes over. Highlight straight after as well by the looks of it. We don't quite manage to get there. And Randers with it. Torre, a bit of space to run into. And he's gone for goal. It's over the bar. Not really a highlight, that one. I'm very confused by Randers' strike force. They've got Oliver Ross and Oliver Mark. Not only are they both players with two first names, there's two players called Oliver, and we're playing in Denmark. I feel like Oliver's not a particularly Danish name. It might be. I don't know. Mark has it. Oliver Mark, obviously. Plays it to Svensson, tries to cross it, can't really get it there. It's Ross's headed effort to straight into the hands of Pitaluga, and we are trying to play out from the back at the moment, and that was not the plan, everybody. That was not the plan at all. Well, maybe it was. It could have been the plan. Gelaba with it, loses out. It's not the plan. It's definitely not the plan. Randers with some space. Torre's effort is awful. That was absolutely awful. I'm now very confused by Ross and Mark up front. Is it just me or is that very off-putting? Oliver Ross is Danish. Well, there you go. And so's Oliver Mark. What is going on? Well, we've made it to half-time and it's 0-0, obviously, because neither team have had a shot on target. Our XG is 0.02, so arguably we've barely even had a shot. I'm not proud. We're not going to win if we don't shoot. There you go. Pitaluga's not looking happy, because you're the only person who seems to be doing anything half decent, because you've not... I was going to say you've made a save. You haven't had to make a save either. Mossen's throw. Back to Rubio, just inside the Randers half. Babu's ball forward towards Meyer. Barisic is there on the volley. It's straight into the hands of the keeper. I think it was offside anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. Nduka's corner. Why is Nduka taking corners? Why is Nduka taking corners? He should not be doing that. The reason why he shouldn't be doing it is because he's supposed to be there. He's trying to aim for himself, and he's taken the bloody corner. We've literally got nobody set up to take corners. I mean, I'm going to do that and then make sure that Nduka is not taking them. Right, maybe that was part of the problem. It definitely wasn't, but I'm going to try and claim that was part of the problem. Free kick for Randers in a very good position with just about 15 minutes left to play. Diamande is going to be the man to take it. Number 8, left-footed, Pitaluga with a bit of a television save. I think it was going wide anyway, but he just made sure. Corner for Randers. Johnson, not quite sure. Crosses it in towards the back. Header clear. Meyer's going to flick that head on further, but we've got no one up there to capitalise. We probably should do some subs, shouldn't we? Gelabert's going to come off. Montano is going to come on. Barisic as well for Markovic. I think we're going to go for that. Do we do Mossen off for Mortensen? Yes, we do. Why not? I genuinely don't think we've played particularly badly. We've got a few players who have played poorly, and Nduka for some reasons on a 6.4. I imagine his corners have been terrible. I don't know. But do we deserve anything out of this? Maybe not. Randers have had 12 shots, but this is our third game in a row without scoring, unless something is going to happen in the final 2 minutes of this match. Randers with a flicked head. Rubio collects it for us, though. All the way back to Pitaluga. Rubio to Mortensen. He's going to go for a run towards Madsen. It's a poor pass from Mortensen. And now Randers, if they score, they are going to win this game and we're going to drop down to second. Babiu to Madsen. Markovic, the sub, loses out. And once again, Randers have the ball. What is going on with us at the moment? This formation is very good. It might be that we're not familiar with it. That could be the problem. Pitaluga there coming out to clear that one. Not quite sure I want my goalkeeper to be doing that, especially as it doesn't bloody matter because they've just scored anyway in the 93rd minute of 93. I can't believe we have lost that game. I cannot believe we have lost that game with one chance in the final seconds of the match. That is awful. Again, you come into training. Why are we not winning that game? Admittedly, they're second. They're a good team. I'm over kind of predicting how good we are. As long as we don't lose to the team sort of fourth and down, that's fine. But losing against the teams around us, also not good. Barisic vows to end goal drought. How many matches has he played so far this season? You've not played many, guy. You've started 2 and you've come off the bench 3 times. Admittedly, I imagine you've probably not scored a few from last season as well, which might be part of the issue. Randers have now played 10 games without losing, which is, it's a lot, isn't it? It's certainly a lot. I mean, we're still up there. We're definitely still up there. Copenhagen have lost twice already this season. Randers are the Copenhagen of the 2028-2029 season. Great. We've gone forward about a month or so since we last played, obviously losing against Randers, and we have won 5 out of 5. Let's kind of ignore the Hillerød game in the middle because, yes, you'd expect us to beat them because I think they're a 4th division side. But we beat Viborg, we beat FC Midtjylland, we beat Horsens, we beat Hillerød, and we beat Silkeborg as well. Goals are starting to come in, which is good to see. Next up, we're going to be playing OB Odense, who are down in 7th place. We will also play the final 4 games before the winter break as well in this episode. I won't show you what's going on. I'm hoping we beat Copenhagen. So for the Odense game then, we're going to go with Pitaluga in goal, Mortensen, Rubio Jr. and Tan in defence, Babiu, Gelabert and Madsen in midfield, Meyer, Pete and Barisic leading the lines. There's a lot of goals up front. I was toying with the idea of playing Markovic instead of Barisic because this formation kind of requires pace, and not that Barisic doesn't have it, he doesn't have a huge amount, 11 acceleration, 10 pace, but then you look at Markovic, who is a little bit quicker, he's not massively quicker, 14 and 14, he's got the pace and he's got the finishing, and arguably the composure as well to do a job as that advanced forward, but Barisic has scored something like 4 goals in his last 3 games, so we're going to stick with Barisic for the Odense game. Now, one of the problems I'm finding with this Esbjerg save, and it's a weird problem, it's only a problem that people who make YouTube videos have, is we seem to play the same 10 teams every single season because there's only 12 teams in the league. But we always seem to play the same teams over and over again, and I'd like to play somebody new. Maybe, I don't think we've ever played AAB on camera. Maybe that's what we go for. Oh, by the way, we're top of the table again because I assume Randers lost some games. Obviously, we won 4 in the league. I think we're only top by like 1 or 2 points, so we're not miles ahead, but we are back at the top of the table. It is Meyer to Babiu. He's going to go forward. Barisic spins, finds Madsen, through to Pete, goes across to Meyer. Headed effort. Weird thing to try and do from that range. Goes over the bar. 5 minutes on the clock. First chance goes our way, but it wasn't very good. And then in the following 15 minutes, nothing happens until the corner comes in and Nduka Jr. makes it 1-0. It's a near post corner. They do still work. People say that they work really well. I genuinely haven't had them work amazingly. They work decent enough. I imagine I just don't have the best players on the front post. But Nduka Jr. proves that they do work somewhat, and we have taken the lead. We go top of the table by 4 whole points if everything stays this way. And possibly we can double our lead with 10 minutes left of the first half. Nduka, the goal scorer, forward to Babiu, the wonder kid. Madsen back to Rubio, another one of our wonder kids. Now Nduka Jr., Babiu again, ball over the top towards Pete, chests it down, Pete on the half volley, tucks that ball away. We're going to get some VAR, but I think it's going to count. Pretty sure he was onside. It is going to count. It is 2-0. Pete on the score sheet, his 4th of the season, 2-0 up against Odense. Still not even close to half-time, really, and we've got another chance. Nduka Jr.'s taken this. Why is Nduka Jr. taking that? He shouldn't be. It's gone over absolutely everybody. Meyer's going to collect it. Gets tackled, keeps hold of it, plays it to Nduka Jr., who almost puts it in the bottom corner. I did have to go through and change who was taking our corners, because Nduka was like 3rd or 4th choice to take corners, which doesn't make sense. I'd rather have my big centre-back in the middle of the box, even if he's got 11 corner taking. Maya with the ball. Madsen on the volley. It's deflected wide by Barisic by the looks of it. It's going to be a goal kick or a free kick. I don't know. Still not quite at half-time. More action coming. Madsen doesn't win the ball. Babu goes for a long-range effort. Barisic flicks the head on. That's not going to count. He was miles off. There you go. Goal disallowed. I thought he was miles offside. But we are going to go in at the half-time break. Probably 2-0 up. And not only 2-0 up, but looking very good as well. Barisic is on a 6.5. Yes, sure, I'm pleased. I'm tempted. I'm very tempted to try Markovic up front. Maybe 10 minutes into the second half, if Barisic hasn't improved on a 6.5, maybe we look at bringing Markovic on. We do have a highlight straight from kickoff. Babu to Madsen. Plays the ball forward. Pete's going to get there first. He's not going to get there. Instead, Aya in the middle finds one of the Odense players. Big kick upfield. We need to get there first. Rubio to Babu. Poor pass. I say poor pass. Wasn't necessarily the pass that was bad. The idea was bad. Rubio's going to go for a run. Maybe not. Back to Nduka Jr. Now Madsen in the middle. Ball forward towards Pete. Barisic needs to make that run. Does eventually fall to Barisic and he hits it wide 50 seconds into the second half. Barisic arguably should have had his first goal of the game. And we're now 2 minutes into the second half. And Odense coming forward with it. Kicked into one of our players, I think. Cruz outside the area. Long range effort. Pitts is going to save that one with relative ease. And is that the whole highlight? I don't think it was. Nope, doesn't look like it. We are now coming forward. Gelabert to Pete. Are we going to get it to Barisic? Maybe not. Back to Nduka Jr. We've got Maya and Pete who are playing superbly well up front. And then Barisic who's on a 6.5. I don't know what to do with him. Babu to Madsen. Erkantan's going to get there. 3 in the box. Crosses in. Barisic is one of them. He's hit the bar. Maya's kicked it straight into the goalkeeper when it was easier to score. It should be 3 or 4-0. Barisic probably should have scored twice at this point. Maya arguably should have scored the rebound as well. I think we are going to take off Barisic. We're going to bring on Markovic. We're going to see how well this goes. We could do Mamadou Gueye because he's definitely got the pace. The problem is he doesn't necessarily have the ability to score the goals. So we're going to go for Markovic. Do we do anything else? We are going to do Mamadou Gueye coming on, but on the right-hand side for Mateo Meyer. That one, not necessarily performance-related. We're going to go with fitness-related for that. Corner to Odense, towards the middle. Pitts comes out, holds on. So we're going to start this attack from the Brazilian keeper. Rubio inside the penalty area. Mortensen on the right-hand side. Goes for a little run down the line. Not the best pass. What were you thinking, buddy? And now Odense can come forward. Still 20 minutes to play. And Nduka Jr. Babu's getting a straight red for that. I mean, it was fair play, mate. Fair play. But you're done for the day. And I think what we do is nothing. We stick with exactly what we've got at the moment, which is not ideal because we obviously lose out the defence midfielder. We'll keep an eye on what happens in the next 10 minutes or so to see whether it's a problem. We've just had a corner and it's gone straight to one of their players and now they're going to counter-attack with what I assume is their right back because he's number 2. Aya with it, back to this man, not going to try and pronounce his name. Rubio collects for us. Down to 10 men, but 2-0 up at the moment. Gelabert to Mamadou Gueye, loses out to Ndai, and now once again, Odense can come forward. Gueye on the left-hand side, crosses it in. We get the ball clear, not far enough though. It's still alive. Aya once again back to Ivancevic, could be his name, not quite sure. Ezcura to Aya, we need to get there first, or ideally clear the cross when it comes in. We've cleared the cross eventually, maybe. Yes, highlights ended, we're good. The red card certainly has affected how we're playing, but looking at OB's formation, they've not decided to try and capitalise on it. So let's just keep going, shall we? We're going to take off Mortensen for Mossen. Do we do any other changes? I mean, we've still got 2 more subs we can do. I don't want to do this, but I also do want to bring off some of our more tired players. Olisema can come on. Do we also do Tan coming off for Gercic? I think we do. It's probably a risk to sub 3 of your 4 defenders in the last 5 minutes of the match, but that's what we've done. And luckily, it did not matter. We end up picking up the 3 points. A 2-0 win. The red card just killed the game dead. Particularly, I say for us, we didn't do anything from literally the first highlight of the second half. Everything else was kind of pointless. Markovic finishes on a 6-5 as well. So the strikers didn't turn up today, but luckily for us, Junior and Nduka and Pete on the score sheet, giving us the 3 points. So I assume he's got a ban for 2 matches because of the red cards, but he's also 30. I'm so confused. That says for too many yellow cards. He got a straight red, if I'm not mistaken. That was definitely a straight red card for Babu, but there we are. He's picked up some form of disciplinary thing. I don't know. Right, we're now going to go forward and play 4 more matches, taking us into Christmas. Obviously, the big one there, Copenhagen, away from home. Nordsjælland should be fairly simple. AAB should be fairly simple. Eikborg? Silkeborg, that's what they're called in the cup as well. We've just beaten them 3-1. We should be able to beat them in the cup as well. So I'll be back in a sec. It is the other side of the Copenhagen game, and we have just drawn 1-1. We also drew with Nordsjælland as well, which is not ideal. And then we beat, I can't even remember who it was. We beat somebody. AAB, I think it was 5-0 or 5-1. We scored, Barisic scored 4, I know that much. So we are top of the table still, 4 points clear of second place Copenhagen. We are now approaching Christmas. I say approaching. We're a month away from Christmas. But things are actually looking pretty good this season. 17 games in. We still have to play some more matches of the initial preliminary phase, but we have already qualified for the championship group. We've also managed to get through to the quarterfinal of the cup as well to play AC Horsens. So AGF, Randers, Brøndby, Midtjylland and Viborg are our next opponents. What we're going to do next episode is we're going to come back for January because I think there might be some business. Okay, maybe there isn't some business. We're selling Reginaldo, and we're potentially selling Nicholas Madsen to Sharjah in Q8, I think, for £800,000, which might sound like a small amount of money. We haven't got any. So maybe we're not going to come back in January, but that's the thing that's happening. Also, I don't know whether we've mentioned Denton Barnabas. I don't want to show him if we haven't, so we'll just leave it like that. He's going to be a surprise when he turns up in the summer. He'll be here in the summer. Wonderful. Ready for Season 8.